guess to kick things off, is there an update on Carter's status? And then also TK, is he in tonight?
So Carter is out day to day. TK's in. So he's playing. So Bellows comes out. Laz comes out. TK and Brana go in. Okay. And on that note, let me give you an update on Coots, because I'm sure that's a question since TK's going in. The medical people, Danny and I, met probably about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks, and the decision's been made through that group in conversation, talking to Tommy Wood, he's put him through. The decision's been made, he's not going to play this year.
Was there any setback?
No setback at all. In fact, I want you to understand, Coots put his time in here. And this is what I respect about Coots. He's stubborn, but I think it's the right type of stubbornness, and I think that's why he's the player he is, because he's got some old school in him and some stubbornness. Doesn't like it. Didn't like some of the things was happening when we were trying to get him ready. Still doesn't like it. But I just want to make sure I got to give him a credit here. I want athletes that way. I think one of the problems going on in our group, we don't have enough athletes like that simply want to play and don't have to. And this is a serious situation with 2 operations, and so I really respect the way he's handled himself. But sometimes we simply have to make a decision, and we think this is the right one.
How does this impact at all, like, his readiness for training camp next year?
No, to me, I'll give you my point of view. There was medical. Danny it was a really good. All our medical people there when we talked about this, very important decision for me. And I told Coots from day one, why can't we use the next few months to even get more ready? And not so much as injury. My biggest concern is the game's being played at a speed right now at this time of year. It's a quick game. And the doctors cleared him. Everything's good to go. I'm worried about another injury where he's just not up to speed in the speed of the game, where he gets himself in a situation. He hurt a shoulder, knee, because he's just not ready to play at this speed. That has always been my concern. And I've expressed that to Coots from day one. But I think I think we handled it the right way. Coots is aggravated, and I love it because I think that's why he's the player he is. And so he's going to have to eat it for a little bit, and I think it helps him get even more ready for a pretty strenuous camp coming up here when he starts again with us.
When you say that you're concerned about him just getting used to the speed, how do you get him used to the speed if not playing in a game? Is it just in a setting?
You don't put him in a season when he didn't have camp, didn't have any preseason, didn't play any regular season game. This is different from TK. TK had camp, went through the conditioning, has gone through the speed of the season, has played games. How you do it is you start fresh, just like I said with TK. Full camp, preseason, all the things we do to get ready to play games, understanding the concept, and then play a National Hockey League game of speed.
So he's going to continue, though, to practice with the team?
Practice with us. We have no more practices. They're all pregame skates. But he'll continue to practice. He continues to work out, travels with us. He does everything that the team does except not play.
Felix in net tonight, John?
Felix is in net tonight, yeah. Urs will back up.
Yes. Kind of changing gears, obviously this was a lot of news on the injury front, but regarding the Ottawa game and your decision not to coach behind the bench.
Yeah.
What was the thought process behind that on your end?
I think I have responsibility to my coaching staff and help them develop. I think we're all trying to develop just like the players are. I think in these type of situations, and I couple that with the players have heard my voice for 70-plus games, okay? And we're trying to do as many things as we can to keep our energy up. As you keep on winding down here, that's always a concern of mine as far as the team playing with the right energy. I think a different voice is good at this time of year. Probably going to do it again.
Tonight?
Tonight I'm going to do it again. Shazi will coach tonight. The way it works, Shazi coaches. Darryl Williams runs the D. Rock does the forwards, as Rock usually does during the game. Rocky's going to get a chance. I'm not sure when. And Darryl Williams is going to get a chance. I just think it gives them a chance to develop and see the bench at that spectrum. I think it's my responsibility. And I think players need a different voice. I'm tired of hearing myself. I can imagine how they feel. So we're going to go about it that way and see where we go.
Do you think that this are you not expecting to coach behind the bench the rest of the year?
Oh, no. I'm coaching games.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. No. All of us are going to get a chance at those games. I'll probably be I'll be coaching games, but I do want to give our guys a chance. Guys aspire to be head coaches, and I think it's my responsibility to help develop and let them see and go through it. Tonight, we're going 7D, minus a forward. Shazi's coached before as a head coach. Hasn't done much this way with 7D and minus a forward. It's going to be different for him. I think it's really good to allow them. They work their ass off in the amount of work they do for the team and for me. If I have an opportunity where it doesn't affect anything to give them a chance to develop, I'm going to do it.
John,
When
go ahead.
you got to sit up top with Danny against the Senators and got to get the perspective of your players and of the game from that angle. What did you
It sucked.
learn about your players?
Nothing. It sucks up there. I didn't learn a thing up there. That is answer alley, because everybody has the answer up there because it's so slow. It is. You guys watch it, and the biggest thing, and it just worked out that way. It was really good for Danny and I because we got to converse. We got to converse about style of play, what's going on in certain plays. We got to converse on personnel. It's the most him and I were able to sit down and talk about the future of the team. Just talked with Danny today. He's traveling today, and he felt the same way, and we're going to do it again. If there was the biggest plus that came out of it, for at least for me, and I believe for Danny, was that we got in a room, no one else around, game going on, watching our players play, and talk about where we're going with the process. So I hope we get another opportunity to do that again.
Is this something you've done? Excuse me. Is this something you've done in the regular season before? I know it's kind of normal for preseason.
Yeah,
but
I think I have. You guys were at. I think I have. I don't remember. I don't think. Listen, I don't think you do it if you're in the middle of a race. But I think when you're in this situation where we're just trying to play the right way, this doesn't affect anything. And I don't think it affects the other team, too, because I think that's always the thing. Teams are saying, well, what's going on? I think I have. I know I've done it in the preseason all the time. But I can't remember the years that we were basically out of the playoffs. Maybe I haven't. Maybe it was just preseason. I just can't remember.
John, is it easier to evaluate up there, though, because you're seeing the game at a slower pace, whereas, like, on the bench, it's like boom, boom, boom?
Yeah. These guys told me that's one of the worst buildings. I couldn't believe how there's just no feel. You're not even, it doesn't even seem like it's a game. And we kind of played it that way too. And we weren't that good. Showed some great resiliency though at the end. That's one thing I could sense. You could sense that we were close to, we were going to tie that. It's easy for me to say now that we did, but you could really feel, that's when I really felt something was happening with us, is that we were coming on there and found our way at least to get a point. We did some evaluating. It gave me and my general manager to talk about that specific player and that specific play. And maybe, one of the conversations was, it's a habit of his. We've trying to get him out of it. And those are the type of conversations and evaluations we had, especially with me sitting next to my general manager. I thought it was really healthy for him and I.
Was part of the thinking, this obviously is going to be a big summer for the team in terms of, as you talked about, subtraction, in
Yeah.
terms of deciding who stays and who's going to be
Yeah.
part of this. Was that part of the thinking to have that ability to talk with Danny?
You know what, Charlie? It was my main thinking was I think the players, I wanted to give the players a different voice to direct them during a game and help my coaches develop. But I think what overlies everything right now, how it played out, was just that, our conversations. I wasn't even thinking about that. And as it turned out, that far outweighs anything else that happened there. And not minimizing anything, but it was really healthy for Danny and I.
Going back to Travis Konechny, before he was out, he was playing big minutes for you, PK, power play. How do you approach his return tonight after a long layoff?
Yeah, we don't. How do you approach it with TK? Because if you don't put him on the ice, he's jumping over the boards anyway. We're gonna, we'll see how it goes. We don't. Again, it's not crucial that he's in every spot, but we also want to be fair to him too, and he's worked hard to get back in, and so Shazi, and we've talked about this. Shazi will feel his way through the game as we go through. It's not going to be 24, 25 minutes. He'll get his time, and we'll just see how he plays and see how he feels as we go through it.
I guess one question, this maybe isn't a question for you, it might be more for Coots, but given the decision to, have him sit out the rest of the season, did you guys discuss the possibility of him playing in the World Championships as a way to get his feet wet after the season's
No.
done? Or no, as in you haven't discussed, or no, it's not going to happen?
No one's asked us,
Okay.
and for us, judging from our meeting, how we thought about it, it would be a no.
Okay.
Yeah.
John, you said he was pretty aggravated. Just can you maybe give us a glimpse into what the conversation
Well,
was like?
he's miserable.
Yeah.
You see him; he's miserable, and that's fine. I love it. I think that's how his makeup is, and that's what I love about him. But in a day and age where you need to have those conversations and let them be part of maybe the solution, sometimes an organization, and this is an organizational decision, needs to make the decision, and sometimes a player just needs to say, okay, be pissed off, but it doesn't change our thought. And this is really, it's a very important decision, I think, for the organization. And players sometimes, because of the way he's built, and I hope it rubs off on other guys in our room, we have to be adamant about it. I do. I love his process. I do wish it rubs off on some guys where sometimes they think they're hurt, but they're really not. This guy's a whole different animal. He just wants to go.
I guess you coming in as a first-year coach, John Tortorella was probably the best player on this team, at least the best skater. I guess how disappointed are you that you haven't gotten a chance to see him play?
Yeah, and even the coaches, when they after we come in at practice or like a pregame skate or something like that, they'll come in and they see what this guy is. You can see how good he is. Yeah, it's been him and Cam. It doesn't give you a true indication of where your team could be. I certainly have it on a sheet of paper, plugging him in and Cam in, and maybe Forster, how he played, and you start playing around with that. I get excited about that, but it's been disappointing not to get involved with him and watch him play. I watched him from afar for years. Always loved the way he's played. I wish, it didn't happen. Nothing we can do about it. And so we're just gonna have to wait. The thing is hard. The thing that I feel for him, he's gonna go through a summer of not playing a game. And I think when players don't play a game after all the rehab he's gone through, during the summer he still thinks he's rehabbing. It's like he's not getting ready for a season. He still thinks he's rehabbing. That's hard for him. But a lot of thought was put into this by the organization, and we just think this is the best thing.
Speaking of Cam, he was on the other side this morning working, I guess, Carter and skills guys. He's obviously not going to play, but it's good to see him progressing to the point.
Yeah, he's been here for a couple of weeks now. He's been doing a lot. I'm not sure if I think they put him on the ice. I'm not sure how many times he's been on the ice. I think he was on the ice when we went on the road in Ottawa. But he's been down there with those guys for a number of weeks here. So saw him this morning. Looks in pretty good shape. And, that's another one. I was counting on him because he knows me so well to help the conduit, to have the players understand me. Didn't happen. It's two major blows that we kind of forget sometimes what happened.
Similar to Couture, is he going to be able to? Is he still going to have to be quote rehabbing during the summer, or is he going to be able to prep for the season?
Oh, no, he's going to prep for the season. I'm just saying how players think, because
Right.
they don't have a game to sit on or 2 or 3 games to say I played. You know, that's what he's told me. He says, I haven't played for 2 years, and if I don't play, I haven't played for 2 years. That's hard for a player. But no, he's good to go. And just anxious, we'll get camp going, anxious to see where he's at and get at it with him then.